Hello, this is the third chapter of the complete model tutorial for Team Fortress 2. This chapter will talk about texturing. It should be relatively short, so let's begin. Okay, so from last time we had this screen right here. We had our model, we had the UV map laid out here with the ambient occlusion on top of it, and I told you to save a couple things, the UV face layout and the ambient occlusion file. So now go back to where you saved those, which should be in your bucket folder. And you'll notice that one of them is named what we said, bucket AO, and the other one is bucket UV. And Blender automatically adds this cylinder end to the end. So just rename it to UV and we'll be good. Now, take those two files and open them up in Photoshop like this. Well, actually, open the UV first and then take the ambient occlusion and put it on top. When you're ready with that, just hit OK, and we want to set this to multiply so that we have this. Now this is where we'll do our texturing. Pretty much in between these two layers. This is our guide. When we actually finally export this, we're just going to turn this off. So this just gives us a kind of where we want to paint. So we'll just start off by making a new layer and drag it right here, and then I'm going to start coloring this in. So usually what I'll do is I'll just use the pen tool like so. I'm not going to be very I'm just going to roughly get this. So the color of my bucket, I'll just say I want it to be like orange or something. Oh well, we'll make two skins. So the first is we'll make a red version of this. So just make that orange or reddish. And then we'll do the same for over here. This, as you can tell, since by the shadows, this is the outside of the bucket, and this is the inside. So even if you use the same color, since we have the ambient occlusion set to multiply, it's automatically going to make it look darker. So we don't have to change the color. So I'm just gonna do the same thing here. Okay. Just use the same color as last time. Okay, just drag that here. Okay. Alright, and then we have to texture the top, so I'm going to just get a nice red again. Okay. Okay. So just deselect that. And then now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna this is really basic texturing, but I'm just gonna add a little black strip to the end of this right here. So I'll just do that really quick, like so. Alright, so now that we have our texture, and once we're done and we like the finished result, what I'll do is I'll go back and like make it look realistic and stuff, like in some areas, but this is really basic. Once we have all this, what we're gonna do is in the channels panel, you'll see you have just all the different channels that make up the image of your picture here. And sometimes what we'll want it to do is we want our texture to be reflective. Like let's say we make a helmet. Um, Obviously the metal part of the helmet is going to be reflective, but if you make like mud or something that's not metal on it, you don't want that to be reflective. And so the way you fix this problem is in the channels panel. If you just go down here, select one that is a good start that you like. I usually pick one that's like nice and bright. Just right click, duplicate channel, and call it alpha. Whoops, alpha. Alright, and what this is this alpha channel is used to tell Source which parts of our model should be shiny and which parts shouldn't be. So for example, I don't want this this black part here to be that shiny. Neither I don't want this underside of the bucket to be shiny either. And I picked a good choice because um, this is what's called specular map. This is what's called specular mapping actually, and it's a black and white image, actually grayscale image of what parts should be reflective and not. White is really reflective, and black is absorbs light. It's not really reflective. So I don't really have to do much to this image. But if I did want to, I would just go here and then go over it with like a black, just so that to tell Source that this is not reflective. But I don't have to do that since it's already good enough. So once we're done, we can just turn all these back on by clicking here. Go back to layers, go to file, save as, choose TGA file and name it bucket, and hit OK.